Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have this lovely style to show you. I've been wanting to try this style and this color for a while. This is Tea Rose by Belle Tress in the color English Toffee. I'd like to thank Lori's Lemonade Stand, a wig boutique, for sending me this style so that I can review her for you. And also to ask, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below, like and comment, and we'll get started. So as you can see, Tea Rose here is a beautiful mid-length wavy style with bangs. And I'm not sure yet what I want to do with these bangs. Let me pull them forward so you can see. So the placement is absolutely correct there on my forehead. And so this is the length that you have with these bangs. Now, we could do a couple of things with them. You could style them to the side, maybe steam them a little bit to give them a little lift here in the front so that they're not falling forward and into my eyes quite as much. Or I could trim these bangs, and I've done that before. I feel very comfortable trimming my own wigs. I'll definitely leave a link in my description box showing you how I like to trim the bangs on my wigs. But I think with this one, I'm going to try steaming it first and seeing if I like that result before we trim the bangs, and we'll definitely do that together. So let's go ahead and look at some of the details on this style. What we have is an extended lace front. Got some fibers that need to be moved out of the way there. But the lace front goes from here to here on me. And despite the fact that this is a dark color, I think this lace front is done very well. I hardly see any knots at all on this darker color, and it's not too dense. So I would say wonderful hairline, so that if you do want to style these bangs a little bit away from the face, or if the wind blows, I think that looks very natural. And then we have a center mono part, and I will probably change that part a little because I do like to have some scalp showing if possible. I think that adds to the realism. So we'll do that. And then you just have these beautiful layers and loose beachy waves and silky feeling fibers. So let's go ahead and look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right, and the back, and the left. Just a lovely mid-length style. So next we will go ahead and steam these fibers away from the face a little bit, and then we'll look at the cap construction. We'll go over a few styling options. I'll take her outside so that we can get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. And lastly, we'll go over final thoughts. Okay, so first I want to change this part so that I can create some scalp appearance here. And again, we have that center mono part. So I have a rat tail comb, and I'm just going to run it down the center of that part as well as I can. And then I will place some scar tape underneath there, because right now you often can see my dark bio hair peeking through. You can see a little bit of scalp appearance already, but I think once I place that scar tape underneath, you will see more scalp appearance. I'm going to clip these fibers in place so that when I place the wig on the blockhead, they stay where I want them to, and I can steam that new part in place. So I'll get her on the blockhead and we'll start steaming. So she's on the blockhead and we're ready to do some steaming. I did play with the part just a little bit more, and I placed some silicone scar tape under there. So now you can see we have a nice scalp appearance. I think that looks very natural. And what I want to do is we will steam that new part in place, and then we'll steam the fibers away from the face here on the blockhead to see if we like that result or if we want to trim the bangs. So what I have here is my iSteam steamer. This is just a little handheld clothes steamer that I purchased on Amazon. I will leave that in the description box down below. So let's go ahead and get started. When you're steaming, be sure to direct the steam at the fibers, not at the delicate lace front or monofilament portions of the cap. Also, be sure to keep your steamer moving. Don't leave it in any one place for more than 3 seconds. So as you can see, I'm just adding a little lift to these bangs, hoping that I won't need to trim them for purposes of this review. And I tried it, and then I realized that I needed a little more lift on the left side, so I steamed it a second time. All right, hopefully that will do it. I'll let her cool again and we'll see if we like the results. Let's take a look. All right, I think that it would look lovely both ways. You absolutely could trim these bangs, but I think I'll just sweep it to the side. The fibers are still a little bit wet from the steaming, but once they dry, I think this will be a nice and natural sort of swept away from the face look. And absolutely, and this way, as you can see, the fibers aren't falling right in my eyes. You also could use a little bit of product to help keep that lift there and have these bangs just kind of sweeping to the side. I think that's just a pretty look. So next we'll go ahead and we'll look at the cap construction. So here we have the cap construction. First, I'll remove this piece of silicone scar tape that I like to use to help create a scalp appearance where otherwise my dark bio hair might show through this monofilament. I like to use the AWD Medical silicone scar sheets. I get them on Amazon. I'll leave that in the description box down below. So what we have here is a center mono part, and you see you have a little bit of room to move that part around, but it is a dedicated center part. But it widens here in the front, and then you have a beautiful extended lace front. I would say it comes about 1/3 of the way, maybe 1/4 of the way down on the ear tabs, not half. But still, this is a wonderful extended lace front. I'm a huge fan of those because they allow you to style the wig and the fibers away from the face and still have that appearance of hair growth all along that extended lace front. So I just love those. Then we have the soft ear tabs with metal stays, an extended nape for a bit of extra coverage, and bra strap style adjusters. Now I left these where they were. I think they could still be loosened a little bit, yes. But this cap fits my 22-inch circumference very comfortably. I'll leave all my measurements in the description box down below so that you can compare them to your own. And then we have open wefting in the back and on the sides, and that makes for a nice and stretchy cap. I checked for permatease on this style, and I will say I found some at the nape, I think at the ear tabs, and maybe the tiniest bit in other places, but really minimal. This style I don't think depends overly on permatease. I think you just have a very lovely shape with these curls and not at all too voluminous. So I think very natural and overall just a wonderful cap construction for this style. In addition to choosing whether you want to trim these bangs or leave them a little longer and sweep them to the side, you have quite a few styling options with a mid-length style like this. And I'll just go over a few that I always like to try. First, I like to test the ear tuck. And I do think that the density is low enough that you can really create a nice ear tuck on either side and just really keep fibers away from your face throughout the day. Then I like to test the headband. This will also allow me to show you exactly what kind of coverage I'm getting from this style. First, let's look at that lace front again. You can see, despite the fact that this is a dark color, you have delicate knotting there in the front and the hairline is not too dense. I think it looks quite natural. And the lace front extends from here to here on me. So I love that. Then the ear tabs are here, the bottom of the ear tab. So you do see a little bit of my dark bio hair, and it is a pretty close match to this color, I have to say. So if I run my fingers along the ear tabs, there they are. I always have a little bit of bio hair showing because I have a fairly low hairline. So I think all in all, there's a nice amount of coverage with this style. So then also, of course, I like to try some updos, and maybe we'll go ahead and do a ponytail. I do have my fine and thin bio hair out for this. It's a little shorter than this style, but I will use my bio hair and the fibers to incorporate them all into a ponytail. When I'm doing this, I just try to make the fibers as smooth as possible. All right. And I did wrap that hair tie around 3 times, so that confirms to me that this is fairly low density. So let's go ahead and look at her from all sides. If any little pieces fall out as they want to, you could either use those to frame your face, or you can tuck them behind your ear when you're doing this kind of a style. So let's go ahead and look at that from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back. And the left. I'll be curious to see myself how that turned out. So next, let's go ahead and let's go outside and get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. If you've been watching my channel, then you know that I love Belle Tress's Mocha with Cream. And I have been wanting to try this color as well. I think this is just a beautiful, very warm, natural brunette shade. You do have some highlighting, but it's very subtle, and I find that it's very close to my bio hair color, so I think a very realistic, beautiful brunette shade, and not too dark. Let's go ahead and read the description from the Belle Tress website. It says it's a blend of medium chocolate, brown of course, and Tuscany rich brown with light auburn highlights. And yeah, those highlights, as I said, are just very natural, blended beautifully. Here is the sample from the coloring. So you have that darker chocolate brown there, and then this Tuscany rich auburn, I believe it was. So these colors blended together to create this beautiful color on this style. And I absolutely think it's really lovely and natural and slightly on the warm side. Let's go ahead and look at the details out here. So again, we have that extended lace front. And despite the fact that this is a brunette shade, you know, I think you have a very natural looking hairline, not too dense, delicate knotting. So I think that is done really well. Then you have the center mono part, and as you can see, I parted it slightly to the left towards the front in the bang area, and then I have some silicone scar tape under the part line to help create scalp appearance. So I think that looks really natural as well, and so beautiful features. Let's go ahead and look at this color from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back. And the left. Just gorgeous. I think this wavy style looks so pretty in this really natural, warm brunette shade. And I think I like it both indoor and outdoors. So next we'll go over final thoughts. Tea Rose by Belle Tress is just an adorable, mid-length, wavy style with amazing heat-friendly synthetic fibers. They are just so smooth and silky, and I think this style is adorable. We do have these bangs that if it were me, I would trim these bangs. I don't really love to keep them this long. This looks like a grown-out bang right now. And I think manufacturers do this so that you can customize the style to your liking and trim the bangs or have them trimmed professionally exactly the way you want them to be. So I would do that. I love the features. I love the extended lace front. I think that that hairline is done really well, delicate and natural looking. You have that center mono part that you can move forward or to the left or right a little bit in the front, in that lace front area. And yeah, I think the cap construction is wonderful and the style is just so pretty. This color, the English Toffee, doesn't disappoint. I think if you're just looking for a very natural looking, warmer brunette shade with some interest to it, you know, you do have some highlights here and there that adds a little dimension to the color. I think this is a beautiful choice. So I hope that my review has been helpful and informative. and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.